Hello, I'm Emmanuel Bach. I'm back with the 2-minute masterclass, and today it's Khachaturian Concerto, first movement. What I think is really crucial to communicating this music and this movement in particular across is the spirit in which the music is meant to be conveyed. And the opening is really a dance. And in terms of what kind of dance it is, I think it's very much a man's dance, or certainly a heavy dance. And the movement is marked con fermezza, with firmness. And we really need to understand this bow stroke in order for that dance-like feeling to be conveyed. And I think it's useful to actually do it open strings, and then to really try and internalize the movement, really feeling the string and feeling the bow into the string at the start, and then feeling those two off notes that are really, really very firm and sharp. That gives the firmness to it, not just the this rhythm, but also this. And that needs to be basically equally strong. Those two components of the rhythmical material, they need to be equally strong. And then when we get to this more lyrical passage here, there we can really sing with the vibrato. Although it's a dance theme, it still has elements of a song to it, and that's very, very important to the character of the music. It's this Armenian music, and it has this very, very passionate, I would say to a degree quite nationalistic quality to the music. It very much sounds in a national style, and the orchestration is very, very fantastic and rich, and the violin often has this dialogue with the orchestra, so we need to bear that in mind as well. Then, of course, we also need to bear in mind the intensity with which we play. And when we get the repeat of this, we can afford to be even more expressive than the previous time, highlighting this, highlighting that even more than the first time, so that the intensity isn't lost. If anything, the intensity develops all the time. A little bit later, we have these rising passages here, and that really needs to have total rhythmical vitality and control. It needs to really drive through and be very, very rhythmically vital and alive. And of course we can practice that legato slowly and in rhythms like this as well. And similarly, just to understand what's going on in the left hand. Then of course we have a repeat of the same material really that we've heard before, just in a higher register. A little bit later we have this wonderful melodious second subject, and that I think sounds much more feminine, or certainly it's much more singing and has this suave, smooth quality to it. It's not heavy at all, and that's this melody. And that really needs to be totally lyrical. It has to make a total and absolute contrast to the first subject, to the main theme that we hear in the opening solo of the violin. And that contrast is really, really essential. Another aspect that's essential to this theme is the short notes. So these, and that gives a yearning quality to the music, and we need to lean a little bit more on those short notes. a lot of this movement is about really capturing the spirit of each turn and each transition that we make musically and communicating with the orchestra effectively. Sometimes we have to listen to the orchestra as well, and that's particularly true just before in the passage coming up to the cadenza where the violin interweaves with the clarinet. There we're almost accompanying the orchestra, so it's very much a dialogue with the orchestra. That's all for today.